Hello guys, hope you're all doing fantastic as always. My name is TK and welcome back of course to Paragon. Now in today's video we're going to be doing yet another deck build, but in fact today we're going to be concentrating on the newest character in the Paragon roster, that being Lt.Belica. So what we're going to do, we're going to head over to the profile screen. Going to head on over into decks. And the deck we're going to concentrate on today is the specialist deck. So we're just going to head on into the deck itself. Now briefly before I start with this deck, I would just like to say that Lt.Belica seems to me recently released is what I'm talking about right now. Whether it does change, she does seem very vulnerable. She seems a bit weak in all honesty. I would say she needs some certain buffs in certain areas. She definitely needs some more balancing. But unfortunately she has just been released, so I imagine in further updates some of this stuff will change. However, she does seem very vulnerable to attack as well. Obviously she doesn't have any sort of evasion ability, so if you get stuck in a team fight or you get ganked, you're gonna suffer, unfortunately. But regardless of that, we're gonna try and concentrate on a build anyway. I've had some success with this build. I've played 2 matches with it and I've won both matches with quite a high regard, at least in the match I'd say. We haven't got absolutely bossed, should I say. We've made quite an impact in the match. But regardless of that, the build itself. So the prime card we want to use in this build is the Tkmajestic. Dramatically increases damage done by the hero, heavily increases damage done by nearby minions to towers and inhibitors, which is a very nice buff to have. It also gives us 65 energy damage, 100% damage bonus, and a unique passive of plus 300% damage versus structures to minions, which is nice. However, that is the prime card. It's very rare you activate that, although many more people should aim to activate this. Make sure to play your prime cards, people. Make sure to pick up the orb if you get the chance. Regardless of that, the consumables, standard fare as always, we have 1 harvester key, 1 health potion, 1 mana potion, and 1 scout's ward. You're not going to use these. I actually use a scout's ward at the very first moment in this deck, but it gets redundant straight away. It's been made redundant straight away, should I say. Followed by this, we also want 2 1-cost, shall I say, cast tokens, giving us a buff of 6.5 energy damage. So now onto the equipment portion of this guide, the meat and bones of the guides, as I like to call them. So the first move you want to make in the game when you start with your first 3 card points, you actually want to equip both of these cast tokens and also a scout's ward. That is your first 3 card points you want to use. Obviously you're getting a slight bit of extra damage from the cast tokens and a scout's ward to actually survey your area to start off with the game. Many people go for very early game ganks, so it's always nice to have a ward placed so you can keep your eye on that area. Regardless of that, however, once you've actually got your next 3 card points, you want to head back to the base. You want to equip a 3-cost amp crystal, giving us 6.5 energy damage, 75 mana, fully upgraded. This also gives us an extra 150 mana. We also want to, so once we've equipped this, you want to discard the 2 cast tokens and the scout's ward, giving you your 3 CP back. And onto the amp crystal, you then want to upgrade with 3 1-cost minor casts, each giving you 6.5 upgrade of energy damage. So now with your first 6 CP points, you will have equipped this equipment card and fully upgraded it. So by now you should have quite a bit of mana, and you should have a bit of attack. I mean, her standard attack is very, how shall we say, weak, so you're not going to get buffed that much. You're not going to be shooting people so much that they're going to die with Lt.Belica. It's not that kind of character or build. Regardless of that, you are going to have a bit of damage on your side at this point. Followed by this, the next move you want to make is you want to equip where is it? I have 2 of these. This. The next 3 CP you want to equip a Solaris reactor, giving us a passive of 6.5 energy damage, 0.3 mana regen. Fully upgraded, this however gives us an extra 13 energy damage. And onto this you want to stack, when you have another 6 CP, 3 2-cost cast upgrades, each giving us 13 energy damage. So as you can see, we're building up a bit of mana at this stage. We're getting a bit of mana regen, but we're also building up on damage so we can basically farm minions to collect the CP and XP that we need early game. Followed by this, the next card you want to play is a 3-cost Lord's Ward. This gives us an active of 75 mana, 100 health and a 2.5 cooldown reduction. And the next 6 points you want to spend are in terms of upgrading this card. You want a 2-cost health upgrade giving you 200 health, followed by 2 2-cost mana upgrades, each giving you an extra 150 mana. So now we're going to start building the actual mana itself. A little bit of health, a very marginal bit of health as you can tell. But by this time we're going to have quite a lot of mana. We've got a bit of cooldown reduction and a bit of regen, so we can actually cast off some abilities if we need to. I mean, she's very ability based anyway, so it's nice to build up the mana and the reduction and the actual regeneration time on the mana. I'm just waffling complete garbage now, but just bear with me. Oh, regardless of that, the next cards you want to play, however, we're going to try and build some defense now, because however, she is very, very squishy, as I discussed at the beginning of the build. So the next card we want to play, it's all dependent on whether you, as I've said this before in earlier builds, it all depends on whether you're struggling initially with physical based heroes or energy based heroes. It's up to you which card you play, in what order, but just for the sake of the build, we're going to go first for a 4-cost quantum casing. This gives us a passive of a 22 physical armor, 2.5 cooldown reduction. Fully upgraded, it gives us an extra 7.5% of cooldown reduction, which is very, very nice. And onto this, we want to play 3 2-cost guards, each giving us an extra boost of 44 physical damage. 44 physical damage armor, should I say. And my throat's going now for some reason. I apologise for that. Followed by that, we want a carbon copy, but this time to guard us against energy damage. We're going to go with a 4-cost Everweave Mesh, giving us a passive of 22 energy armor, 2.5 cooldown reduction, fully upgraded, an extra 7.5% cooldown reduction. And onto this, we want to play 2 2-cost barriers, giving us an upgrade of 44 energy armor, and also a 1-cost minor barrier, giving us an upgrade of 22 armor. I actually said the previous card wrong, however. We want 2 2-cost guards and 1-cost minor guard. I got that wrong for some reason, I apologise for that. But now we've actually built up some health, some damage, some mana regen, some mana, some cooldown reduction. Now we've got quite a lot of armor. So we have got a bit of survivability now. I'm struggling to talk today, I don't understand why. But I am, and it's ridiculous. But regardless of that, we're building up quite a nice deck now. Some survivability at least, which from what I can tell, Lt.Belica really, really needs. At this moment in time anyway, unless they actually balance her out at some point. The next card we want to play, we want to go back to another 3-cost Solaris Reactor, passive of 6.5 energy damage, mana regen of 0.3, fully upgraded, an extra 13 energy damage. And onto this, we want to stack 3 3-cost major casts, giving us an upgrade of 19.5 energy damage. So now to finish off the build, we want some damage just to carry on pushing lanes, maybe take out some heroes along the way, but at this point with our abilities we want to concentrate on pushing them lanes, taking down them towers and inhibitors, and being a pain in the arse and making our team at least get to the core. Followed by this, the last card we want to play is a 3-cost Amp Crystal. This gives us a passive of 6.5 energy damage, 75 mana, fully upgraded we get an extra 150 mana, so we're counting on building that last bit of mana to actually keep pouring out the abilities as we go while we push. And in terms of upgrades, you want to equip this with 3 3-cost major casts. Now that is the build in its entirety, guys. As I said, just be careful with Lt.Belica. She seems very vulnerable, especially to being ganked and teamed up on basically, as she doesn't have that evasive manoeuvre in her ability set. It's a shame that she doesn't, she could really benefit from it, but regardless of that, just be mindful to be careful. With your Lord's Ward, you do have 2 equipable wards, so make sure to use them as much as you can. But as I said, yeah, that's the build in its entirety, guys. I will post up to the right hand side of the screen now the build in its entirety, so you can actually have a look over the stats. But other than that, if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like if you found it helpful especially. Don't forget to leave a comment, let me know what you think about the guide in itself, and just get in touch because I like hearing from you guys and I like staying social. Also, if you're interested in this kind of video, if you're interested in deck builds for Paragon or any other video from my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button, there's plenty more to see. And all that's left to say now, guys, is I hope you're doing fantastic as always, and I bid you farewell. See you later, guys.